Hello. Today I'm gonna review basic tools of modeling in the face mode so you can quickly start working with polyediting tools. So let's start by selecting an object, going to sub-object mode and clicking on the face. You can select multiple faces in this case. I'm going to select these faces. I'm going to start with Extrude. As you can see, Extrude will push the faces far from their original place and add these extra faces as walls. So the length on the right side, you see the operators. The length is going to show you how far you're going to be. You want to the new faces to be, and then you have extrude type. By default, average normals of all the faces that you selected is going to be used. So the direction is going to be this one, because the average of these two sides is going to be this direction. And I'm going to use local normals. So it means each face is going to use their own local normal. For this one, this is this side, and for these two, it's going to be angled like 45 degree, and so on. And if you go to the third one, individual polygon, no matter what is your groups of selection, if they are connected to each other or not, each one is going to be separately extruded. Note that each of these four is also separately extruded, but you might think that they are not separate. I'm going to select this face and move them, as you can see, because their normal was exactly in the same side, the same direction. They align on the same face. So I'm going to remove all these. This is one way of undoing. I'm going to go to Bevel. Bevel is the same method as Extrude plus offset and two types of curvature, which is a linear or a Bezier curve. So I'm going to select the same faces. I'm going to click on the bevel. As you can see, you have the same length, but you can have a few segments. So you can add extra segments here. And you have one important option, offsets. It tells the bevel that how much these faces should be pushed in, squeezing them, or if you make this offset as 0, it means we're not going to have any scaling here, and the walls are completely linear. And you don't have to use curve. You can use linear, because if you don't use linear in this case, we consider from here to here we're using a curve, but the curve is always like a line. So look at the difference of these two. As much as we get closer to this section, the select faces, we will have more segments. So if you want to use extrude, you have to repeat the same thing over and over, but instead you can use bevel and go to the linear, and then you can have multiple segments, and they're going to divide the mesh around the wall equally. So it's like calling extrude multiple times if you don't set anything for offsets. So I'm going to redo this one again. I'm going to cancel this one. I'm going to deselect. I'm going to show you one more thing. That if you select two faces, this is one group, and two faces on this side as another group, and then extrude or bevel, it doesn't matter. They both do the same thing. If you extrude, you see you have a length of 0.2, but nothing is going to change, because by default you're using the average of normal. The normal of this side is on the right, and the normal of this side is on the left. So it means your normal is going to be 0 at this point, and nothing is going to change. So what you have to do, you just have to call group should use their local normal. So each group is going to use their own local normal, and then you're going to see the extruding happens using several groups. Insert is one of the features that a bevel is using, but you can use this as a separate tool. You can select multiple faces and click on Insert, and then you can have extra faces inside. So you can use the offsets, and you have extra faces. You can add more segments. I'm going to add one. I'm going to add two. You see? It's like an extrude with no length, and you still have the option of group or individual polygon. So if you click on individual polygon, then you're going to have the same option for each polygon separately. You also have this linear and curve, the same way as we showed in Extrude. As much as you get closer to this area, you're going to have more segments. So if I add more segments, you see here you're going to have a dense number of vertices and edges, and here smaller. So you can benefit from this. So this is for this tutorial. Watch other videos for more options for the rest of remaining tools. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like the video, leave your comments below. Thank you.